Hi, it's Caitlin, and I'm so excited for this new release from Cracked Polish. A fun little fact about me, if anyone cares, is that I love donuts. I just don't know why, but I do. Trust me when I say that I will always eat a donut if it's placed in front of me. And interestingly enough, I never hopped on the glazed donut nail trend until Cracked Polish came along and they put out that gorgeous polish called Donut Spunk. It was in their first collection and I fell in love with it, and I know a lot of the Cracked Polish customers also fell in love with it. So Monique has put out an entire collection dedicated to that glazed donut look. These polishes are absolutely gorgeous. They're all in the neutral territory. There's probably one for every skin tone to flatter, and these polishes are just delicious. The Donut Shop collection will be launching on the Cracked Polish website on March 18th at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you haven't already, you can use my affiliate code, which is Caitlin Swatches. It will save you 10% on your purchase. And thank you to everyone who's used my code so far. I guess we should just get into the collection. It just is so fun and I can't wait for you to see it. So let's get into it.
Here we go. Let's look at the donuts. First up, we have cinnamon sugar crumb. This one is a frosted beige with an oyster pearl hue. If you are familiar with Donut Spunk from Cracked Polish, then these are all siblings. They all have that same gorgeous pearly shimmery effect and a fantastic formula. This one is kind of perfect for my skin tone, and I just love how it's neutral, but with this beautiful pearly essence that isn't too metallic. And of course, it has a fantastic formula. There's no issues with brush strokes or streakiness that you might expect from a pearly polish. And I am topping all of my swatches off with Cuticula Limitless Quick Dry Top Coat. And as you can see, they do, this polish and the other ones in the collection, dry down a tiny bit more flat than when you initially paint. So you definitely want top coat to bring out that shine and provide that beautiful pearly effect. Now you can see on my skin tone, this is almost a perfect My Nails but better nude manicure. It's just a gorgeous color. It also makes me want to eat a cinnamon sugar donut very, very badly. Moving along, we have Old Fashioned Champagne. This one is a champagne rose gold with an oyster pearl hue. I will include a side-by-side of all the polishes at the end of the video if you're curious how each one looks beside the other. But I think Monique was really smart in curating this collection of colors because there will essentially be a donut polish for every skin tone. This one definitely has a bit more red and pink to it. It is absolutely gorgeous, and I love the way everything looks in here. There's also something about the way these polishes are formulated that it almost looks like the crumbs you would see in a donut, and I can't describe it. You maybe have to see it, but if you get really close up on the polish, you can see hopefully what I mean. I don't think I'm hallucinating, even though I am a donut fanatic, but these polishes really do have something special to them, and I hope that you agree. Now this one, despite being, I don't know, like more red and having red undertones in my skin, I personally thought this looked phenomenal on me. Phenomenal. I can't speak. It's early in the morning. but I absolutely love this one on me, and it may or may not be one of my favorites in the collection. I love the way the oyster pearl hue pops in this one. It's so classy, so elegant, and I'm just 100% here for it. Moving along, we have Pink Velvet, which is a light powder pink with an oyster pearl hue. This one is so sweet and beautiful. It's a beautiful shade of pink. Honestly, a lot of these colors, if, you know, I think I had one comment, or maybe I've had a few comments at some point asking about bridal appropriate polishes. This entire collection to me would fit the bill. Of course, I have no intention of ever getting married, and if I was going to, I'd probably be wearing like the most obnoxious neon glittery nails of all time. But if that's not your style and you want something more traditional, all of these polishes would be an absolutely gorgeous choice because they perform beautifully. The cracked formula is so easy to work with. Anyone could pick it up if you're getting your nails done. Someone working in a salon should be able to use this polish very easily, and if you're doing it yourself, it's one of the easiest formulas to work with. So that conversation aside, this is a beautiful, beautiful pink. I'm actually falling in love with these colors all over again as I watch my own footage, because I just realize how beautifully designed each one of them is. And honestly, I'm hoping everyone who watches my channel knows that I genuinely love cracked polish, so I might be getting sponsored to create these videos by Monique, but this is 100% my opinion, and this collection is stunning, and all of Monique's polishes are 10 out of 10 no notes. Next up, we have Cashmere Cake, which is a taupe gray with an oyster pearl hue. And I haven't entirely figured out what the oyster pearl hue is, but I feel like there's some sort of like white and blue shifting shimmer, which you can definitely see that bluiness in Cashmere Cake, which is, if you couldn't already tell, absolutely gorgeous. Another one that looks beautiful on my skin tone, applies like a dream, and has the prettiest finish. I'm also not sure, because I've only listened to it once so far, but Casey Musgrave's newest album, Deeper Well, I think she mentioned something about Cashmere Cake in one of her songs, or maybe she says Champagne Cake, but either way, if it's Cashmere Cake, or maybe she says Chiffon Cake, I don't know. Anyway, we're on the same wavelength. This polish is so pretty. And this one I did end up going in with 3 coats, but hopefully you can see what I mean about that pretty blue shift that's coming through in this polish in particular. And you will probably, if you were really paying attention, you might have noticed that the brush strokes, if there are any, level out on their own as the polish dries, which is the sign of a very well formulated polish. This is such a beautiful neutral shade, but with a twist. I mean, if you're someone who can't wear certain colors to work, but you can get away with kind of neutral shades, this could be one of them, because it has that pretty blue shift that makes it a little extra special. Here we have Boston Cream Puff, which is a beautiful warm chocolate brown with an oyster pearl hue. I love Boston cream donuts. This one is so beautiful. It has a gorgeous formula. You can see how nicely it goes on. The shade of brown is so beautiful and warm. I feel like it has a slight red undertone. This one is stunning. Again, that bluey shift to the oyster pearl hue really comes through. And I'm just so impressed with this formula once again. Beautiful. This one covers perfectly in 2 coats. It is quite opaque. I think most people will be happy with it in 2. And I will also note that I didn't experience any issues with staining with any of these polishes, and especially not with the darker shades. You can see that when these dry down, it's not really dull, it's just a sort of a satiny finish. And then of course the top coat really brings everything together, brings out that shimmer, and it's just so pretty. Now last but certainly not least, we have Space Glaze, which is an icy steel gray with an oyster pearl hue. And this one is so fun. It's giving Y2K from the name of it to the actual finish. I am so into how many cyborg, sci-fi, metallic-y kind of polishes we've been getting this year. I super love it, and this one is one of my favorites so far. I absolutely love all of the elements of that oyster pearl hue coming in with the base color in this one. It just works so beautifully together. As you can probably see, I definitely went thinner on my index finger, so I needed a 3rd coat. But you could potentially get away with 2 depending on your polishing style, how heavy-handed or light-handed you are. But anyway, the formula is very easy to work with whether you build it up in 2 or 3 coats. Everything dries quickly. And the other thing I will note, if I haven't said it before, is that Cracked Polish's formula, it wears like iron on my nails. It stays on beautifully. While the brand is called Cracked, I've never experienced any cracking or chipping with the polish at all. So if you're looking for something that has really great longevity, at least with my body chemistry, this formula is one of the best. And I just wanted to show everyone all of these polishes side by side so you can see the differences or similarities between them. Honestly, they're all different in their own right. They all have a different kind of vibe to them. I guess the closest might be cinnamon sugar and old-fashioned champagne. What I can say is that old-fashioned champagne has more of a slightly metallic-y, vibrant finish to it, whereas cinnamon sugar crumb is a little more creamy and crelly. And of course, Donut Spunk I should have included, but that one's like basically a creamy white.
I do have some favorites, and the first one that I really fell in love with was Cashmere Cake. There's something about that taupe base and the oyster shimmer, which is what Monique calls that, oyster pearl shimmer. It's just so beautiful and luxurious and perfect for my skin tone. I don't know, sometimes you just want something that's kind of like neutral but really pretty, and this is that polish. And the other one is Old Fashioned Champagne. I don't know what it is, but that shade just got me. I don't know why. It's such a like vintage kind of antique feel to it. Maybe something that my nan would have worn. I don't know. There's just something really beautiful about it, and the formula is fantastic. The shimmer is perfect, and the base color is just, it's like very striking. When I wore it on my hands, I just couldn't stop looking at it. Let me know in the comments what you think about this collection. Let me know if you're planning on picking it up. Let me know if you love donuts. So one day I hope to get to Voodoo Donuts, and yeah, I recently tried the Donut Man, and that like changed my life. Those are the best donuts I've ever had from the Donut Man, which I understand was started in California, but I tried it at their location in Myrtle Beach, and I may or may not have to drive like 16 hours to get them again soon. They were that good. Anyway, that's enough about me and my obsession with donuts. Let me know what you think in the comments, and have a great day. Bye.